Thank you for joining on the call today. So today we hope to learn from your wealth of experience. From your wealth of experience. So like I earlier mentioned, a lot of times when we think about customer success, what comes to our mind is that person in front of the bank that tells us your card is not available, or that tells us your account has been frozen. You know, can we say that person is a customer success manager? Are we talking about the same thing?
Actually, no. There's an element of customer success in what they do, but that's not who they are. So I've noticed that in Nigeria, a lot of people still interchange customer experience, customer success, customer service. Customer service is actually very reactive. It is customer support. It is just a way to respond to a query or an inquiry from a customer or by a customer. And customer experience involves the entire thing, like every touch point or every experience that the customer has every time they interface with the product or with that service, kind of like user experience. But customer success is, let's say, it's account management on steroids. That's what I call it. So it involves different aspects of relationship management, onboarding, just different aspects to it, and it is proactive. It is not a reactive service.
Okay, so a customer success person is proactive. All right, so before we dive like deep into it, can you give us a bit of your background? How did you transition to tech? Have you always been in tech as a customer success person, or?
Not necessarily. So I've done before I left Nigeria, I'd worked in operations. I'd worked with a cloth manufacturing and distribution company, and that was it was still a customer facing role, right? But it wasn't customer success in that way, and it's something I always knew that I liked. I enjoyed it. One thing that annoyed me very well back in Nigeria is like the laxity of these customer service representatives or anybody. Like, it annoyed me when I received bad service by anybody at all. It's like I should strangle the person. But so I knew that I liked it. I didn't know how to make a career of it. And because the only picture I had at the time was an MTN customer service agent or something, I was like, no, I don't want to do that with my life. So by the time I moved to the UK and I'd worked with a company for a year, it was a tech-enabled company. They had an app and everything. Although it was food, but they utilized tech a lot. They bought a lot of tech digital products to merge and make it better, make the food distribution better. But anyway, while working there, when I decided to leave there, I realized that this is the thing I like. I actually like working with customers. I like being able to solve the problems, and being able to predict what they will do. Do you understand? And we use that a lot at that food distribution company, where we have like based on data, right? We draw up patterns of our customers, and we're able to predict how much stock to order, how much what we need to, how many staff rather should be available at a restaurant at a certain time, all those different things. And I really enjoyed it. So I was like, nah, this is the place for me. I'm going to sit here. And I see that in this company, I'm able to, rather in this country, I'm able to utilize my skills, and it will matter, and I'll get paid well for it. So yeah, here I am.
That's very important. The very paid way. Very, very important. Okay. So you just mentioned now that you moved from Nigeria to another country. As in working in that role as a customer success person, were there any form of culture shock? Because now you're relating with people from a different background, completely, in fact, from a different continent.
Yes.
Were there like any culture shocks?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was a big one. I thought that I was, a champion in Nigeria and all that. But then when I got here, particularly my first month working, I remember speaking to a customer. I was asking him some questions, and then his son was around. So his son came. The boy was about 10, 12, something around, yeah, I think around that age, or maybe, yeah, 10 perhaps. And we were all talking, and the boy was like, Dad, can you understand what she's saying? She sounds weird. I was like, ah. So that was really, that was shocking for me first, because it was like, okay, I sound different, and not everybody looks like me. Not everybody will understand. His father was probably being polite by not telling me that he understood. But I think his father understood what I was saying. But British people can be polite in a sense and not tell you that they don't understand what you're saying. And so that caused me to start to code switch. That was the one thing that I started to learn. And then so if you see me in front of a British person, I sound different. I don't sound like this. And yeah, sound completely different. Well, it's one of the things I had to learn. So adaptability was key. And then working with people from different countries, I worked with Eastern Europeans and Asians, all kinds of people. And it was like, oh my God, different behaviors, it was a lot. And I had to be able to learn quickly and adapt fast. So I'd say yes, that was a huge shock, culture shock, yeah, for me.
Like, I cannot even imagine somebody saying that to me. You'll be thrown off balance at first, like, so all I've been saying, you're not understanding anything.
Yeah.
All right. So there's always a tendency sometimes to look at a certain role as small compared to other roles in a company. Yes. Like, so how would you rate a customer success role in a business? How does it contribute to the growth of that business?
Okay. It's a key part of any business at all, particularly SaaS businesses. So the reason why customer success itself, the thing as a concept and as a role was brought up or was formed is as a result of this. Businesses saw that they were losing customers. It was easy for salespeople to bring in the customers, but they saw that it was difficult for them to keep the customers. Like, so many times they were spending money acquiring customers because, hey, if you're going to do marketing, you're going to put out a budget for marketing, right? If you're spending 1 million on marketing a year, $1 million or 1 million pounds or 1 million naira on marketing every year, and you're closing the customer, but the customer doesn't stay, it doesn't convert, there's no lifetime value, basically. So businesses saw that, SaaS businesses started to see that this was a continuous problem and it needed to be solved somehow. So they built a customer success team. They tested it out first. Bantiv was the first company to test it out. But what customer success does is basically help you keep or retain your customers. But that's just an aspect of it. There are different aspects of customer success. Or the whole point of it was started to be able to retain customers. And when you retain your customers in any business at all, you are able to, according to a study, you are able to at least improve your profits by 125%. Yes. So that's one big advantage of customer success.
Okay, but that sounds like there's a lot of expectations on the customer service, customer success. I think I'm now using it interchangeably. So on the customer success manager, so there's a lot of expectations. But how do you then proactively build that relationship with the customers to ensure that you actually retain them?
So ideally, when a customer is passed on to you from the sales team, your job as a customer success manager would be, some products don't require onboarding because you can onboard yourself. Let's say if you downloaded an app, nobody's telling you do this, do that. They are like prompts that help you to set up the app. But certain kinds of products require onboarding. So a customer success manager will take over from sales and onboard that client and say, this is how to use our products and all that. Then they will now sit with the customer or the client or the company and say, hey, what are your company goals for this our product? What do they do? So the customer success manager will try to understand first your industry, what you want to use their products to do and things like that. The point of that is to set goals, right? That in another quarter, they will be able to come back and say, okay, so these were the goals you set for our product in January. Now it's April. What do you think? Have we met these goals? What are you struggling with? How do you think I can help you? These kinds of things. And then with this constant, and it's not like throughout the entire quarter, you will leave the customer and not try to get in touch with the customer. It is your job to check in once in a while. Just, in fact, sometimes you show up at their office. Hey, how are you doing? I just wanted to see. Do you understand? That's the part of the relationship management. Sometimes you send gifts, right? Some companies have budgets for these things. You send gifts to your customers. Sometimes you read the news and see how maybe your customer's industry or something like that, and you know how it's going to affect your customer's business. You reach out to them. When there are product releases, new features and all that, you are the one that should send these emails saying, hey, we've done this, and put a link to the knowledge base where the product update or feature release has been put, so that they understand that this is a new feature and this is how it affects us when we are using this product, that sort of thing. So yes, that's constant being in the customer's face, but not annoyingly. Yes.
That's a follow-up, yes. So you're following up on them. It's interesting that you said not annoyingly, because I think some people can actually be annoying about it. Yeah. But can you share an experience? Has there been any situation where it came off as annoying or too much on somebody's face? And how did you handle it?
Okay. I think sometimes when I am, this is generally, when I'm enthusiastic about a thing, I can become so animated that I will expect you to have the same joy that I'm feeling about this thing. And one of the things that's important to me is to be able to work on a product that I can be excited about. I can evangelize freely. Do you understand? Because I see the solution that we bring. And so when I'm excited like that, I'm saying, oh, do you know this, that? And sometimes in British society, typical British society, people are so like they're not happy. Sometimes like the Gen Z and maybe millennials are a bit more free, but the older ones tend to be more, they may be happy, you don't even know. And so sometimes I'll need to rein in my behavior or my enthusiasm to match the customer so that I don't come off as too much. So basically, I would say that I generally match the person's energy. I follow your lead. Yes. So I've never had, nobody has told me that I'm too much. Yes.
And hopefully nobody will tell you that.
I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I take it that you work hand in hand with some other members of other teams in the company, since you're, okay. Like, what other teams do you work with?
So as a customer success manager, we work with the product team, we work with sales. It depends, right? Some customer success managers have implementation on their team, but some don't have implementation. Generally, most the companies that have an implementation team will be companies that have enterprise level software, that's ERPs and whatnot. The reason for that is they may need to implement that software or that thing into the company's existing software, say like platform as a service or infrastructure as a service. So most times an implementation team will be there. I'm not going to go into that, but yeah, implementation, sales, product team, and yeah, different, even sometimes supports, customer support team, customer success interfaces with those as well. You work with different teams to create like a seamless experience for the customer.
Yeah.
For sales, it is after sales, they hand over to you all the information they have about the client. They give that to you as a customer success manager. For product, it is mostly that when maybe there's a new feature, they're building a new feature, they're going to tell you, because you have to know how it affects your customers. You have to know how to relay that information to your customers. And sometimes it is feedback from your customers you take back to the product team and say, hey, this new button that we added here, see, it's just causing problems. Our customers don't like it and all that. for implementation, it is that this is my customer, right? I'm handling this enterprise client, and we will need to implement this thing into their own platform, right?
Yeah.
Because they have like a tailored, most times for enterprise companies, they do like a bespoke service for them.
Yeah, I think I can relate to this one because as a PM, a lot of times when we have product reviews, we have someone from, okay, so we have this product specialist and also have customer success, and they give their input as to like, this flow is not going to work, or no, this is not user friendly, or no, this is not going to give a good user experience. So I really can relate with that. So can you is it safe to say that for a customer success person, how do I put this question? What I want to ask is like, what's the growth map for a customer success person? Are you going to always be a customer success manager, or you transition into another role?
Okay, so for a customer success manager, some people start as customer success associates,
Okay.
but some start as customer success managers. If you start as a customer success associate, or you move up to manager. If you start as a manager, you move up to manager customer success. So customer success manager is different from manager, customer success. And after that, you move up to head of or senior. It depends on some companies. Some say customer success lead. It means that you're higher than the manager. Some say senior customer success manager. Then after that, you move to head of customer success. After head of customer success, you move to global, or you move to VP. That's usually how it is. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But then your role seems very similar to what a QA would do, like user testing, like test the product, be sure it suits very well, it's going to solve the problem for the customers and all. So do you think that it's okay for a customer success manager to, at some point, decide that, okay, I want to be QA, or I want to, is there some, okay, maybe I should put the question to you. If you're not doing customer success, what else would you be doing?
Okay, so I do a bit of QA. I know how to do manual testing. I don't do automated testing because it involves coding, and let me not say I'm not going to code, but for now I'm not going to code. So, well, manual testing requires some form of logic and curiosity and all that, problem solving. That's what manual testing is about. Even testing as a whole, just being able to solve problems. I'd say there's a bit of that in some companies in customer success. They need to be able to test some things. And so for me, the way that I see QA is through the eyes of a customer-facing person, especially when you're doing like user acceptance testing. But I wouldn't say they are the same thing. The reason for that is QA only focuses on one side of things, which is just getting the product right for the customer, that the customer is able to use it. Can a customer success manager do that? Yes, a bit. But on the other hand, there's the business side of customer success. So you need to have commercial acumen. There's the operational side of customer success, right? And there's the relationship management, which QA does not necessarily do. But if you like, you can actually move to QA. If you like, you can move to sales as well, or implementation, or even products.
So you're like,
so it's easier for you to move to product as well, become a product manager. Yes.
Yeah, that's really nice. I hope we're learning something, everyone. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section. Let me not monopolize the session. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section. All right. So now that we know that we can transition into other areas. So for me now as a product manager, if I say I want to now do customer success, I'll have to, are there courses I will need to take, or are there criteria?
I'd say like for you that's a product manager, because to a large extent, I don't believe a product manager will not have business acumen. You need to have commercial acumen to be able to know how well a product is doing in term, and then to see it from a business standpoint. And also, well, you have these other skills, interfacing with others and being able to do and managing workflows and all that. So yes, a product manager may not necessarily need to reskill for a customer success role. It's just in the positioning and packaging yourself properly.
Okay,
what I mean is,
okay, go on.
And being able to use the lingo of a customer success manager. So what the product manager would need to learn is maybe certain words, certain terms that, oh, this is what this means. When people are saying this, they mean, when they say churn, they mean customers are leaving. When they say retention, they mean how do we keep our customers? When they say, do you understand? So it's these different things that I would say the product manager would need to learn. Or if it's somebody that has never done anything similar before, I would say yes, definitely reskill, because there are things you need to learn. And it doesn't stop at reskilling. Being able to reskill and use what you've learned real time, anywhere that you are, even in a company that you are, yes, it's valuable.
Yeah, but we just say that customer success is a good role for someone who is calm, who likes to talk to people and listen to people as well. Can you just say, because I have this demeanor, then it's a good reason for me to be a customer success person?
In a way, maybe a bit, but there is so much more than that involved. I mean, if you like to listen and you like to listen to solve problems, yes, definitely. And there are other parts of it. If you know how to, let's say when your siblings are fighting, you are the one in the middle saying, okay, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, and I hear what you're saying, and I understand you both. You are saying this to this person, and this person is saying that, but there's a miscommunication somewhere. So you being able to sit there and find out or understand where both of them are coming from, and then solving that problem. Yes, you make a fantastic customer success manager, but those are not the only things involved. And I feel like all those other things you can learn on the job. But the core thing is just being able to solve problems, being able to forecast, like the way that this thing is going, it may cause us problems in the as we go. How do I mitigate this thing and all that? For yeah, even having project management background is helpful too.
Yeah. True. So how then are you able to measure the satisfaction of customers?
Oh, many ways. So I don't know, has anybody ever bought a product here before and they sent you something to say, did you like what you bought? Or even on the sites there, they will ask you, did you like what you bought? Are you satisfied with this? Tell us. All those surveys, some of those surveys are because they want to measure satisfaction, or NPS, that's Net Promoter Score, to know whether you can refer them to your friends or you can refer them to somebody else. Do you understand? So like say Taye in the community now can find out whether he's giving value in a way by doing a survey, right? And just getting people's reaction. There's maths to it, but just getting that, yes, no, I like it. And then them choosing a number. You see all those scale from 1 to 5 or from 1 to 10. That's a way to measure satisfaction.
So I think we should do a bit of practical now. So I'm going into the chat section. So everyone on the call, rate the level of value you're getting today on a scale of 1 to 5. Let's see customer success. On a scale of 1 to 5, we have like someone said 12. Okay, so while we're dropping our ratings, if you have any question, please drop it as well. Benedicta is well able to take whatever question. Don't be afraid, she can take it. I'm not seeing our ratings, so I'm just seeing one person rated 12. Teleola, rate the value you're getting today. All right. So while that is going on, Benedicta. 5/5. Nice. nice. All right. So while that is going on, for someone who has no idea, like, because this is transition to tech, right? For someone who has no idea what they want to do, they've heard about customer success now, they've heard about other things that we've talked about on other roles. How can you help them navigate it? How can they how can you help them basically make up their minds if customer success is for them or not?
How can I help them make up their mind? It's by listening to what I'm saying now and deciding if they think it's for them. But yes, I'm always open to having conversations about this. I mean, I can do like a deep dive. So anybody on this call that's interested, you can reach out to Tai or you can reach out to me and I will answer your questions and then let you know if it's the right fit for you. And we also have a program that's like Discovery that helps people discover where they sit in tech. And I think from our 0 to 1 webinar, we told people that go on ChatGPT, write, this is what I know how to do. This is what I like. What are the best roles for me or the most suitable career paths for me? And you can get options. That's another way to look at it.
Nice. ChatGPT to the rescue. So how do you stay up to date as a customer success manager with trends and basically tools that will help enhance your productivity?
So ideally you want to follow industry leaders, people that have been at this long enough. You want to listen to podcasts, you want to follow them on LinkedIn, you want to even keep on top of news generally, just be at the right place. Especially when places where you know that, okay, value is being given at any given, like, so if you're not in a group, let's say on LinkedIn, where customer success managers are talking, how would you know the newest tool that is helping everybody else? How would you know that somebody is trying out something new, a new way of thinking or a new way of trying or a new way of speaking to customers or something like that? You wouldn't find out those things. So just being in the right rooms help. Buying books, reading a lot, even researching a lot, you will find out things by yourself, and not just what you're being told, what you're able to come up with by yourself. Before you know it, you would even have your own formula for doing XYZ. Maybe if everybody else says doing customer reviews like this work for them, you try that and you see that it's okay, but it's not working for me. You want to try your own method of doing reviews, but it's like a lifelong learning process rather than just staying stuck doing one thing. Things move, things progress as even tech progresses. And then with the tools, generally companies like to use some tools, but not all companies want to use tools because maybe they're using 10 different tools in different departments and they don't want to pay another subscription for another tool. But you see that the tool can enhance your productivity as a team. You want to be able to test it, right? Many tools, customer success, even to Tango, YouGov, any of those tools, you can, if you put your work email there, they will demo it for you. Somebody will actually sit down and do a demo for you, or they send you a demo and you do it yourself. For seeing it and saying, okay, this thing works for us, draw up a business case and send it to your manager or the head of the department or somebody saying, I found this tool, this is what it can do. Using this tool can 10 times our productivity or 2 times our productivity. Here is how it works. These are my recommendations. And yeah, that's a way to add value, learn, and also just keep on top of things. Yeah.
Yeah, so learning is key. Keep learning, know what's happening around you. Yeah, that's really nice. Like in a physical situation, if it was a physical office and you have a lot of customers come to you, they have issues, they need to see you. Normally, we'll tell them to stay on a queue. You take the issues one after the other, right? But since in a remote setting, how are you able to prioritize? Because everybody wants their response real time. As I'm chatting you up, I need my response. So how are you able to prioritize who to like the customer needs and how to respond to them and still make sure that everybody is satisfied?
So the way that it works is, even whether it's remote or even it's like an office, a physical office, because of the way customer success is, you don't have customers coming into your building to say, this is the problem we are facing or things like that, because many times it's a digital product, right? So you get phone calls, you get messages to customer support, and customer support escalates to you. Or sometimes if it's many times a customer success manager handles like maybe sometimes 30, 50 accounts, that's different companies. So if somebody, a rep from the company reaches out to you saying, hey, this is our problem, you want to be able to, if it's one person reaching out to you, you resolve it. But then when you have a lot of people reaching out to you, it means that it's probably a problem with your own product, right? So it's something you're trying to solve on the back end. You would now have to prioritize. So a customer success manager has to be a fantastic prioritizer, for lack of a better word. What that means is there's this thing in ITIL, if our customer support people know it, it's called incident prioritization matrix. In this case, if you have all your customers reaching out to you, you'd look at the one that is going to cost you more, right? Let's say we have Zenith Bank on our Zenith Bank is one of my accounts, right? And then I have what other company can I use? A small company. Please give me the name of a small company. I'm trying to think of one. Okay, let's say we have Zenith Bank and we have
Money Bank. Okay.
Something, yeah, like a microfinance bank. Let's use that. Any microfinance bank at all.
No,
okay, let's say a microfinance. Many microfinance banks are small.
Okay,
when compared to Money Point and what's it called, and Zenith Bank. You know that Money Point and those two are your clients, and you have other clients. Zenith Bank is saying that, see, the payment processing thing your product is a payment processing app, right? Or API that they put in their own, they use. So they're saying this thing is not working. This thing is not working, and they've reached out to you. Imagine you now prioritizing Money Points when you know that the likelihood of people using Money Points is compared to Zenith Bank, that is. Do you understand? Yeah. Maybe every other minute, somebody is trying to do a transaction with Zenith Bank. If that thing is not resolved, Zenith Bank can potentially lose, let's say, 10 million naira in 1 hour. Compared to Money Points, that is probably going to lose 500K or 1 million. Do you understand? And so, even though they reached out to you first, you're trying to solve all their problems, or you're going to prioritize the one that has the highest risk. Yeah.
So, but do you usually have to think about the solution from the top of your head all the time?
So there are ways to do these things. Yes, if you're handling the accounts, as you start to do these things frequently, it is something that your mind takes on. There's something that I call the mindset of a customer success manager. I did a master class last year. Maybe I should have one again soon. But it's a mindset. It's as you develop anything in life, as you develop it, it becomes a part of you. And that's how you start to think from then on. But I would also say that normally customer success managers have because they have a portfolio of every client, right? You know what they are worth, you know what they bring to you, you know the cost of losing them, you know all these different things, right? And so having that thing helps you at any time to be organized. You don't have to keep 30 customer information in your head. That's 30 companies information in your head. That's a lot. But so you have a place where it's all organized that you can go to and refer to at any time that, okay, this is this, that is that, that is that. And that helps you get. So you know how to handle it. Yeah.
I think it's a skill that we can even apply in our personal lives, like what you're doing. Yes. Interesting. Thanks for sharing that. So there's a question in the comment section. Says, do you think that AI will take the job of CSM?
No, not at all. And this is my reason. So sometimes there's some things that AI will do, like workflows. AI can maybe some operational side of customer success management, yes, but AI is not going to reach out to your customer every minute. AI can help you remember when to reach out to your customer, maybe every 2 weeks to have a conversation. AI is not going to help you have that conversation, right? So the human side of things, AI is not going to do that for you. There are also, AI is not going to take away that bit of it. AI can improve your efficiency and your effectiveness, but it won't take away the whole job, yes.
So it's important you learn how to use the tools, AI tools.
Yes, I would say yes. AI was made for man, right? Man was not made for AI. So whatever you do at this time, because we are in a different era, you will always, 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 always need to be able to learn, evolve as time goes. Don't stay stuck in one place. Don't say, this is how we've always done it. If you can find a way to improve your work, you can find a way to reduce the time you spend on things. Imagine sitting down doing a paperwork now, right, that you could have put on ChatGPT or any other thing to help you work better. Do you understand? Like me, when I sit in meetings now, I don't sit down and take notes. I have 2 tools that help me do that, right? Otter and Fireflies. And then they will give me summary. Sometimes I don't even have to be in the meeting, but I can always, even if nobody sends me the recording or they don't record that meeting, I have a recording of the meeting. I can go and listen to it. An AI tool has helped me out with that. And so these are the things that you would need to learn. So I was having a conversation recently with somebody, and the person was telling me, normally, I don't know if anybody knows anything about Scrum here, but if you're a Scrum Master, right, if you're working with a team on the first, let's say, during sprint planning, you have to estimate the time that the tasks will take, right? So you can use Fibonacci sequence and all those different things. But or this card, I forgot what it's called, but kind of like the card sorting thing that user research people do. But rather than sitting down to do that, there are people making tools that if you put in all the different tasks, an AI tool will tell you this is how much time you're going to spend doing this thing. And many of the time it is accurate. Is that not something? So if you know how to do that, why are you not sitting down to do? If you have an AI tool that can help you even prepare, let's say these are the tasks you need to do, prioritize this task. The AI tool will help you. Just knowing the right prompts to use at the right time will help you be more effective at your job. So AI will not take your job if you master AI.
This point you made is very useful to me, because when it comes to assigning estimating tasks, can be sometimes I honestly feel like these engineers are overestimating, but there's really nothing I can do about it. But this is the point to take note of. So okay, there's another question here that I was going to ask you something else, but let me take this other question. Is there money in CSM, in the CSM thing? Customers, is there money?
Yes. So an average CSM in the UK will earn, if it's a company that's just starting, will earn £35,000. But that's just many times 45,000, 55, 60. You push for more, depending, right?
The monthly pay, right? Not
annual. But if it's in the US, the annual pay would be, sometimes there are some that are, the minimum will be $77,000, going up to 100 and 120, 150, going up to $200,000 every year. So yeah, there is money.
So there's this movie I saw, I don't know, for science fiction movie lovers like myself. So there's this movie I saw, and then they tried to use AI to build a toy, a doll, make it look like a human being, like a child. Yeah. Now the intention was to use that toy to replace the mom, because the mom is very busy. So the child will have somebody to play with all the time. But then the whole thing backfired, because the machine became so intelligent and I was monopolizing the child. So do you think that when we talk about AI, do you think AI can evolve to that point where it becomes a threat to humans?
I mean, there's always a downside. There's always a downside to technology, and there are already some people raising certain flags about AI, and raising privacy concerns, data, and all those other concerns. But we would never know. And I've come to realize that with many things that are deemed fiction, whether movies or so, it didn't come out from thin air. These things are either being done, they are being developed, and they are sensitizing humans to know that this thing is coming, just so you know, right? If you think about certain things that we saw in movies, maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago, those things they seem real now. Do you understand? And so it is somebody's job to sensitize humans to this reality that, hey, this thing may happen, or this thing will happen, but we are trying to prepare people's minds so that it will not shock all of you. But yeah. Exactly.
Exactly. Hologram. That's a good example. All right. So as we begin to wrap up, do you have like any final words for those who are either already in the industry or anticipating to get into the tech industry? Like any final words for them?
I'd say that anybody that's already a customer success manager, find a way to always give value to your customers, prioritize your customers. The truth is that if you don't treat your customers well, or no matter how good your product is, at some point, the customer is going to leave for another product where they feel valued, where they feel respected, where they feel like a company they feel deserves their money, right? And so I would say always do your best and give value. For anybody trying to transition, whether into customer success management, if you have no idea about it, I'll definitely say upskill. Try and get reskilled, learn the things that you need to learn, and then start to apply it. Don't wait till you get the job to apply it. Find ways to start to apply whatever you learn in real time, because that's the way you're able to get some form of results. And that's the only way it will stick and become a part of you, so that when somebody asks you something, you won't be saying something theoretical. You'll be giving actual, like, practical examples of what you've done. Yeah. That's what.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Benedicta. It's been an amazing journey learning about customer success today. And one key thing I've taken away from here, I believe everybody has a key takeaway. But one key thing I've taken away from here is that your customers' happiness is very important for the survival of any business. So if your customers are not okay, they're not satisfied, they don't feel valued, then there's every tendency they would leave to a competitor and you're losing money. Eventually that business may fold up. Hopefully the business doesn't fold up. And a customer success manager is a must-have. If it's a feature in a product, customer success is a must-have in any product and in any business. Thank you so much, Benedicta, for sharing, for the insight. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to hand over back to T to take it off from here. Thank you so much.
Alrighty. That was a very, very beautiful session. When you asked Benedicta final words, what came to my mind was, let the customers breathe.